Welcome back, loyal viewers! Today we continue our journey through buffing every single starter Pokemon from all generations, with today's video focusing on Generation 2, the Johto region, with Meganium, Typhlosion, and Feraligatr. If you need a quick refresher on the rules, by the end of this series, all starter Pokemon will have the same base stat total, being 550, and the second rule being that I'm not taking any competitive formats into account because I want to have fun with these videos, and also I don't really care for that side of Pokemon. Alright? That was just a quick rundown of the rules if you needed it. Now, let the buffing continue. And today, we start with Meganium. Now, if you know this Pokemon, it is probably debatable for the worst starter Pokemon ever made, because its stats simply allow it to do nothing. It's not fast, it's not strong, and it's not bulky at all, especially as a grass type. So, now, if you saw my first video, going by the rules, you might actually remember that there was a secret third rule that stated that for some Pokemon, I would take it upon myself to completely redo their stats. And sadly, Meganium is one of those instances. So get ready, kids, because this is the first ever stat redo. Now, when it comes to stat redos, the goal is that all the Pokemon stats will be drastically changed or altered as much as possible to just squeeze some sort of viability out of them. This will be true for Meganium too, because it'll basically be like a different Pokemon after the changes that I make. But I believe that I will take Meganium from one of the worst to being one of the best starters, and I believe I've successfully done it. Okay, before we get to the stats, let me just note that I am adding the Fairy typing to Meganium's types to make it stand out among other bulky grass types. Now, after tinkering and recycling with Meganium's stats as much as I could logically, say goodbye to Meganium's terrible stats and say hello to these. Yeah, we need to talk about this. I had to take out a whopping 35 points in speed, over 20 points in attack, and even some defense to give this guy some decent stats. Now, with the newly gained Fairy type and a whopping 130 HP and 115 special attack, what's the new ability we're giving it? Well, even more special attack with solar power. I genuinely think more grass types should get this ability, so this will definitely separate Meganium because it'll now be a strong, bulky wall breaker in the sun. Now we are going to stack Meganium's move pool. No, we're gonna jack up Meganium's move pool. To start off, we're gonna give Meganium Stun Spore and Sleep Powder, because I was originally surprised it didn't get these moves. We're also, since it's a Fairy type now, we're gonna give it these 5 Fairy moves. You know, because it's a Fairy type and needs Fairy moves. And also all of this for coverage. Hey, if we're gonna make Meganium one of the best from being one of the weakest, it's gonna need all this. You see, the funny thing about Typhlosion's stats is that they're the exact same as Charizard's. Like, down to the T, which I think is kinda sad, because Game Freak didn't even try to make it different. So after fully refining Typhlosion's stats, this is what we get. As we can see, I made Typhlosion different from Charizard by making it a bit slower, but overall stronger and much bulkier than Charizard. So we can finally say that they're absolutely different Pokemon now. Now, in terms of Typhlosion's new ability, we're actually going to do something interesting, because we're going to get rid of its hidden ability too. We're going to give Typhlosion 2 new abilities that'll be much better than Flash Fire. Alright, so to replace its hidden ability, say hello to Flame Body. To be honest, it's pretty self-explanatory, but I think this should have been Typhlosion's hidden ability since the beginning. And Well, if you think I'm that crazy, I am that crazy, 'cause we're giving him drought, baby! Eat your heart out, Torkoal, 'cause there's a new Sunsetter in town! Now for new moves, what are we gonna do? Well, in this case, I am going to be like Game Freak, because I'm gonna give Typhlosion the exact same coverage that I gave Charizard in the first video. Alright? Cool. Nothing else to say. Now with Feraligatr, the good news is that it's actually the best of the 3 Johto starters. Mostly because its hidden ability Sheer Force makes its attacks so much stronger. But don't worry, Feraligatr, because these are your new stats. And well, just like the pattern that we've seen before, I just took as much special attack out of it as we could, because it doesn't need that, just to make everything else that much better. He's much faster, stronger, and even bulkier. I just realized that since I made Meganium a fairy type, we can make Feraligatr a dragon type! And what new ability are we giving our new dragon type Feraligatr? Well, Feraligatr is known as the Big Jaw Pokemon. So, since we have to give it something, why not just give it Strong Jaw? But that'll come into play more when we do its new moves. And that's because we're just gonna give Feraligatr as many biting moves as it can get that it doesn't already have. And also Drain Punch. Because I find this move fitting, because Feraligatr is apparently some kind of boxer, because he can also just learn Focus Punch. Now I'd like to try and see somebody wrestle this alligator! And we've done it again! The Johto starters are now fully buffed and ready to go. Alright, now it's just time for a little heads up. So these Pokemon videos have been pretty nice and chill, right? Well, next week's video is going to be on something different. Who knows, maybe it'll be a Bible study or something random, like, who knows. But the next video is going to be about something different, alright? Just to give you that bit of information. Alright, that's all for me for now. So, if you made it this far, thank you for watching, be cool with Jesus. See ya.